2019, Season 4, Episode 1, Ministry of Information.
As we used to say before the basketball game, we ready, we ready.
Praise be to Allah. Well, we have an action-packed show for you. We like to make sure that we are fully aware of what we stand for here at Master the Science of Business, Mind and Money Matters live show. We come straight out of Message to the Black Man of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, teaching us about the economic blueprint. And we call us to this on page 173 to 175, the economic blueprint and cooperative economics, making sure that we are pooling resources, that we are working together, that we are stopping the wanton criticism, right? So what we do on this show is we bring guests who are out in the world conducting business so that they can show us and tell us about the sciences that they have learned, understanding that that science of business has been kept from us. You know, in this book, again, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that in the original charter of Howard University, in order for them to get federal funding, they could not share with us the science of business. And it actually says the science of warfare, which we know is the science of business based on the teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and the science of birth control, which includes mating. So there is no wonder why we have deficits in these areas of relationships, mating, marriages, rearing our children, keeping house, all of these things. So what we focus on here is the actual science of business. And so what we're going to do is get right into the show. We have an action-packed show. Brother Jahi, are you ready?
Yes, we are kicking off the 2019.
Okay. So we'll bring up Brother Jahi, Mr. Communicator Muhammad. He is that human GPS, that personnel organizer and trainer. He is the owner and founder of Falah Worldwide Seminars and Training. He is our very own logo file. And you know, we tell you, get your pen and pad. Y'all got to be ready to take notes so that you can be able to take down the information that we'll give out today on this show. We're starting out with the Ministry of Information. And Brother Jahi, you can take it over.
Assalamu alaikum, business.
Word on the block.
Word on the block. It is 2019. Welcome back to another year. This is begins our fourth year of doing this podcast. I want to thank all of you who've been there with us since the beginning, and those of you who may be new on board, welcome, as Sister Shireen says, welcome to Mind and Money Matters Live Show, the definitive podcast for Black business, bodaciousness. I am Jahi Muhammad of Falah Worldwide. I'm honored to be joined by my two co-managing partners of Master the Science of Business, Sister Shireen Muhammad and Sister Sandy Buford Muhammad, as we put this platform before the world to showcase brilliant Black big minds that are among us. Now, this segment, Falah Worldwide, word on the street, Falah Worldwide is the name of the training company that I started 22 years ago. And we get a chance to travel throughout the country doing seminars and workshops on helping people get along better with each other. So what I like to do with this platform is immediately start out with the final call. This is the first issue of the new year of the final call. It's called No Safe Black Space, ? This was the cover for last week's issue of the final call. There will be a new one that comes out tomorrow, but you can pick this up at a plethora of locations around the metropolitan Atlanta area. Cafe Ulu in Southwest Atlanta at 2036 Sylvan Road. Also at Black Dot Cultural Center and Bookstore in downtown Lithonia. You can also pick up a copy at Blue Seas Express on Joseph Boone Boulevard, as well as the number of brothers and sisters that you will see matriculating throughout the community that represent this final call. You can always ask any MGT or FOI that you come across for the latest issue of the Final Call newspaper. You can also go to 3642 Campbellton Road, Atlanta, Georgia, Muhammad Mosque number 15, the Southern Regional Headquarters of the Nation of Islam, and pick up your copy from there also. For those of you who are interested in keeping up with the latest information about what's going on in your community, in your nation, and in your world, the Final Call newspaper has that. And for those of you who are more digitally inclined, you can subscribe to the Final Call via your tablet, your cell phone, your smartphone, by going to finalcalldigital.com. So we start off with that. Also, this is 2019. It's a new year, a new time period. There are new things happening here at Mind and Money Matters Live Show. So we want you to stay abreast with us as we keep you informed on what's going on. Myself and a few other people have started a weekly podcast dealing with the Final Call. It's called Number One Program, NO1 Program. You can catch that on YouTube every Thursday or Friday. We will meet at Cafe Ulu, so at 5 o'clock p.m. So if you're out and about, you can come by Cafe Ulu on Thursdays and Fridays, and we will be discussing the latest news in the Final Call. And we'll give you more information about that as well. This is the beginning of the year, beginning of the month. Economicblueprint.org, economicblueprint.org, economicblueprint.org. For those of you who are saying, well, what are we doing? We're not doing enough in the Black community. We're not. Yes, we are. There is a program, 5 cents a day, 35 cents a week, $1.40 a month that you can participate in, $18.20 a year. 16 million of us contribute to economicblueprint.org. You can go right now. As you hear us talking, go right now to economicblueprint.org and make your yearly contribution of only $18.20. 16 million of us doing that. As you see the numbers on the screen, that's $291,200,000 that we will have in the pot so we can buy the land, so we can produce the resources that we need to be a viable, sustainable nation of our own. Only 5 cents a day. So we got so many other things that are coming up. I'm so excited about to share them with you. Keep this in mind too. Thank you all for following us on this Facebook platform and on our Zoom platform. But the first show in February, we will be switching to the YouTube platform, and we'll give you that information as well, so you can follow us on YouTube. As a matter of fact, you go right now to Mind and Money Matters Live Show on YouTube, subscribe and like. There's about 15 videos up right now on that channel from our past shows, and we will be doing YouTube Live starting the first show in February, the first Monday in February, which is the Ministry of Agriculture. This month we are participating or showcasing the Ministry of Information here on Mind and Money Matters Live Show. So without any further delay, I want to bring before you my co-host, my co-managing partner in this venture of Master of Science of Business Entities LLC. You hear her beginning our show every week. She's a business owner, owns several businesses. She's an author. As a matter of fact, she's the most prolific and profound children's book author in the nation. If you have not received your copy of I Am the Seed of Greatness for the young people in your life, you're doing them a disservice. So she's going to give you that information. Please welcome Sister Shireen Muhammad of More Awareness Now, Uplifting Profitability. Salam alaikum, Sister Shireen.
Wa alaikum salam. Praise be to Allah. Listen, y'all, it's coming. I don't know. I did the final draft. We went through all the pages. So little sweet Khadija, the kindest. Once we get this last final, I guess you got to get the draft copy to actually have the book in your hand to view it. Then it will be on the shelves. But of course, we have the Little Speaker DJ, the kindest, and I Am the Seed of Greatness, and Why with My Headpiece, and they're all doing wonderful. What I wanted to just share with us for more awareness now, uplifting profitability, understand that you got to have the paperwork in order. We are in the beginning of the month. It's time to deal with taxes. We had the month dealing with finances. So those of you who had the opportunity to see that month of shows, it was 4 weeks of just dealing with finances for the finance task force. And they focused on how to get your paperwork in order. So now it's time to show and prove. We don't want to hear nothing about no law, no legal matters dealing with your finances, okay? So make sure you take heed to that and get your taxes done. I know tax preparers, and some of them are hustling, doing 2 and 3 years for individuals who just did not get it done. And now they're dating back to 2013, 14, 15. Like, oh, come on now, we can't do business like that. So let's make sure we get our paperwork in order. And that's all I have for the more awareness now, uplifting profitability. Brother Jahi, we can bring in Brother Emilio, who is our special co-host for today. Would you like to bring him in? He is on and ready. You're muted.
This month is the month that Master of Science of Business showcased the Ministry of Information. And so let me give you the perspective of the Ministry of Information from NOI.org. So you can go and read the 9 ministries as well. But the Ministry of Information is the central agency which provides services that include the development of all resources for informing the public of the policies, plans, and strategies necessary for the free flow and accessibility of information essential to an informed and empowered citizenry. This includes collection, research, and dissemination of current events, history analysis, the publication of books. My thing, get out the way. The little prompt on the screen. The publication of books, pamphlets, magazines, and use of the internet and social media. It is also responsible for the development of information systems and networks to secure internal and external communications, media program development and management, and establishment of an Office of Media Affairs and Press Secretary. So as you see, the Ministry of Information is a very vital and very important ministry within a government. This is what we are creating, helping to create here, helping to bring out, and all of us can play a part in these 9 ministries. So those of you who are interested in helping to build a new world, this is how you can do it. You can join one or more of the 9 ministries. The 9 ministries is a program that was advanced to us from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in 2005 at the 10th anniversary of the Million Man March, which is the Millions More movement. So all of us can participate. Whatever the skill set that you have or that you want to learn, you can join one of those 9 ministries. So go to NOI.org, 9 ministries, to find out which ministries. Look at each one of them to see which one you are interested in becoming a part of and to lending your expertise to, and also to gain the information that you need from those ministries. Even if you think you're a novice at that particular ministry, but you want to learn more about it, you can definitely become a part of that ministry. Every month here on Mind and Money Matters live show, we showcase and highlight one of the 9 ministries. So you get a chance to meet people that are actually participating in one of those, in that ministry that you want to be a part of, so you can get some information from them as well. So in planning this program, planning this show in particular, we had the honor of having dinner with one of the brightest businessmen among us. He's based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I had the pleasure of meeting him a couple of years ago when he threw an event at the S.B. Fuller Joe Dudley Foundation first annual gala. And he had the temerity, the unmitigated gall.
There you go, y'all. I don't know if you caught that. You had to say that again.
The temerity and unmitigated gall to invite the champion of black folk, the champion of people across the planet, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, to his first gala as a keynote, and the minister accepted. And so a few 100,000 of us showed up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, for that auspicious event. And I had the chance to meet him there and subsequently watch his continued growth and development in the business world. Emilio Antonio Guevara is the president and CEO of Capitalist Conversations, Inc. He is a successful entrepreneur and has worked tirelessly to promote entrepreneurship as the solution to economic empowerment for over 20 years. He credits his success to the guidance he received from his mentor, Joe Dudley Sr. Hard work, faith, and positive attitude. His desire to help others succeed inspires him as an inspirational speaker to travel the country sharing his message that we can reach our dreams if we're willing to challenge ourselves. So please welcome our special guest co-host for the month of January. So hopefully we will see him every Monday this month in January. But we're honored to have to the Mind and Money Matters Live Show family, Brother Emilio Antonio Guevara. Salaam alaikum, sir.
Salam. Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. I am so honored.
Oh, the honor is all ours, brother. All ours.
I'm so humbled. You know, you exaggerated a little bit to make me feel good, but I'll accept.
No, brother, there was no exaggeration in that whatsoever. Did you not throw a party and you invited the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to your party? And did he not show up?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Now, okay, I do take, I said a couple of 100,000. That was an exaggeration. It was close to 1 million. My bad.
Brother Jahi, I tell you, look, it looked like it was, though.
It was an undersized venue that kind of was spilling over.
Hey, listen.
Standing room only.
Let me tell you something. I mean, what an experience! I have to tell you, it's probably one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. I mean, that was just a phenomenal moment where we were able to honor, some great men, Mr. S.B. Fuller, the pioneer in Black economic empowerment. We were able to honor Dr. Joe Dudley Sr. on his 79th birthday. And wow, how do you, there's no better way that you could have done that than to be able to have the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to be in the house and with all this beautiful spirit. I mean, the spirit that man, that shrouds him is, it's powerful. I think I shared with you, brother Jahi and Sister Shaheen, that I have this picture of him, of himself in 1995 at the Million Man March, and I'm way back there, but I'm there, just excited to be there. And 20 years later,
I think I remember seeing there.
Yeah. That was
I think I stood next to you at one point. Yeah, okay.
That was me, and 20 years later, here I was, in the presence of the man and all of the people that work along with him, that travel with him. It was just it was a great experience, And so, but I thank you for allowing me to be on your program. I'm humbled, and I hope that I can share something, And now look, this, I don't know how good I am at this co-host thing, Brother Jahi, So
Look, you're doing just fine. You're doing just fine.
if you fire me, don't do it on the air, okay?
Like they did on Jerry Maguire. Hey, Tony, let's go get something to eat. Let's go to lunch.
Take it easy on me. Just take it easy on me.
Yes, sir. I don't foresee that. I don't see us doing any Trump-like activities around here. You're fired. Yeah. I don't see that. I don't see that happening. For those who are watching the program, as we mentioned, Brother Emilio will be on, inshallah, with us every Monday. When we were looking at the Ministry of Information, he definitely was a top choice for us to reach out to because he has an event that's coming up, a very needed event, and it's a different type of event that's happening throughout the country. Now, this is what I'm enamored with as well. He's has an event called A Capitalist Conversation that he's taking on tour this year, 2019, to 26 cities. Now, this event, I want him to explain it, but you're going to get the opportunity, those of you who are entrepreneurs, who are business people, who are thinking about becoming business people, who are in the budding stages, or you may be like me, a 20-plus year veteran in entrepreneurship and contracting and that sort of thing, but you're always looking for that additional information. Brother Emilio is bringing 3 multimillionaires that we will be able to interact with. 2 in your local community and 1 that is internationally known. So, Brother Emilio, give us some information about your event that you have coming up in 2019.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing that with your audience. Yes, it's it's called, like as you correctly stated, Capitalist Conversations, and the whole concept of Capitalist Conversations comes from, after many years going to conferences, and as you know, Brother Jahi and Sister Shaheen, a lot of times when you go to conferences, the draw is usually that keynote speaker, that everybody wants to hear and everybody wants to see. However, there are times that when you go to these places and the keynote speaker is there, they give their speech, and after they give their 30-minute or 45-minute presentation, what happens?
They leave.
They leave,
well,
right?
Yeah, right. Look, and I'm sometimes, Emilio, a part of that detail. We escort them out the side door to the back to the waiting big black SUV, and we whisk them away to the airport, to the private jet, and they on to the next city.
God, right?
Right.
You've helped many of them. See?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, after so many years of seeing that, I said, myself, I've gone to some of these conferences, and, it leaves you wanting more. Like, I would have really loved the opportunity to have had, to sit down with one of these individuals and really get a chance to really get, as you say, more information, because at the end of the day, that's the thing. That's which empowers you is more information.
Yes, sir.
And so I thought to myself,
excellent point. I like that. Excellent point. Yes.
Without question, yes.
So I thought to myself, I said, well, what if we had an opportunity, created an environment, a situation where, we had 3 to 4 individuals that fit the keynote label, that could be keynotes anywhere at any conference, anywhere, any part of the world. But we had them all together in one place, and you had the opportunity to have a conversation with each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
How powerful would that be?
Right.
How much more pointed information, valuable information would you be able to get if you could pose a question and get an answer from that individual?
Right. Wonderful.
And so, this is where this idea was born. That what if I and you, Brother Jahi, Sister Shaheen, as business people, and some of the audience members, your audience members, could go to a place and you could and sit and be able to pose questions and then get these questions answered by individuals who have succeeded, you know, in various industries,
Right.
you know, that have operated under the free enterprise system that we have and succeeded, you know. What if we could do that? And so I proceeded to move forward in that direction, and following Mr. Following the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the second year, our keynote speaker was Mr. Michael V. Roberts, Dr. Michael V. Roberts, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now
sir.
you can imagine, right? You know, again, there's relationships, you know, and he did a fantastic job. You know, we always joke because when I asked him to be our keynote speaker on the, for our second annual, he always tells me, "Yeah, but you never told me that the first one was the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan."
Right.
I was gonna have to be following him. You didn't tell me that. You know?
And he was there, I believe, too. I think he was in Winston-Salem at the first one, right?
No, he was not there at the first
He
one.
was not there? Oh, okay. I thought I remember seeing him at the first. Okay.
He had to hear it through the grapevine.
Yeah. So we always joke about that, but he did
Yes, sir.
did a fantastic job at the second.
Yeah, I'm sure.
At the second annual gala. And when I heard his story as a businessman and all that he had accomplished, I told him, I said, you know, your story, we need to take this story around the country and the world. You know,
Yes, sir.
Hear more about you. So he wrote a book called Action Has No Season. And so we took that and we said, you know what, there it is. Absolutely. Action has no season.
Oh, I got to say something so they would see it. Here it is. Action has no season. And this was a gift by one of our presenters tonight. I'll mention that momentarily.
Okay, thank you. And so, and one of your guests that's going to be on the show, Mr. Ric Mathis, you know,
yes, sir.
was the individual who introduced me to Mr. Michael V. Roberts.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Small world, right? You didn't even know that, right? You know,
these circles be connecting, yes.
Yeah, you know, and I was introduced to Rick through Dr. Jackie Mayfield,
yes, sir.
of Beaumont, Texas, who has the largest Black-owned
Compro tax
service. Yes, Compro tax, you know.
Yes,
and
sir.
of course, Dr. Joel Dudley Sr. introduced me to Dr. Jackie Mayfield. So as you can see,
look at this.
but anyway, and so this is how this all came about. When we say, you know what, I'm gonna put together a 26-city tour where Mr. Michael V. Roberts can be able to share with these individuals all across this country, and you know, add an additional 2 to 3 local multimillionaires that have actually succeeded in various industries, and this way people can really get an opportunity to be able to develop themselves, to grow, you know, because again, you know, it's not so much the money, it's the information. It's as you say, information. You know, when you get the right information from the right individuals, you're able to take that information and then turn it into currency. But
that's right.
That information, you know.
That's right.
This is what we're doing. We're excited about it. Action Has No Season Tour 2019. Presenting Dr. Michael V. Roberts as the headliner. We've done our first event already in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 12th. One of our guest capitalists was, of course, in North Carolina, Dr. Joel Dudley Sr., the founder of Dudley Prosper, did a fantastic job. I mean, as always, he's inspired millions with his book that he wrote, also Walking by Faith. I Am, I Can, and I Will. So we are looking forward. And what's the motivation? The motivation is to be able to inspire many more across this nation.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. We're going to get more information from you, like where it's going to be here in Atlanta. But we have one of our other guests who is actually our OG. For those on the streets, you know what the OG is. The OG is the one that you go to that teaches you the game. And I have had the honor of traveling around the country with our next guest, who keeps falling in and out. Oh, you brought him in with our brother throughout the country, crisscrossing. We've gone into some of the finest educational institutions in America, down to some of the juke joints teaching in the back room of the juke joint when we walk in, Emilio, and there's a big fresh jar. There's a big fresh jar of pickled pig on the counter. And the people came out to hear what our brother had to share. A lot of you know him as the Minister of Information from the iconic, legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducted group. As a matter of fact, I think they were the second hip hop group to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So yes, he is a Hall of Famer, the Minister of Information. So he had a title in hip hop that I don't know of anyone that held that title prior to him, but he was responsible for doing the research, getting the information of liberation out to the people through song. And he did a fantastic job of that for now over 30, like close to 32, 33 years, I think. Public Enemy has been a force on the scene, traveling all over the world. And he is the CEO of Heirs to the Shah, which has a couple of media properties. They produce books. He has 8 or 9 books, I believe. I lost count after like 7. A couple of media outlets where he's on podcasts. Often, as a matter of fact, we're going to bring him up because he has a podcast that he'll be doing in a few moments. So we were lucky to nail him down for these few minutes. So brothers and sisters, business scientists, please welcome back to Mind and Money Matters live show. I call him our OG because he is the one that introduced us to this format. And he's helping us take our business to a whole nother level. Professor Griff of Public Enemy. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. Greetings, family. How y'all doing? Sister Shireen, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
And who's that handsome brother?
I really want your phone to be like this, landscape.
I tried that. You told me to turn it around.
It was upside down. So turn it around again.
Again, I like that accent, man. We gonna go somewhere with that accent.
There you go. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. And I can see the backdrop. I have to see all of, it's inspiring me. Look how
that's your homie.
I'm about to levitate. I'm about to levitate.
As a matter of fact, I think all of y'all are New Yorkers. I'm the only Southerner that's on this platform right now. Everybody else.
If I use the Southern twang, perhaps my brother would get it. He did. See, if I was to get that, it would be New York all the way. But then,
if it's any consolation,
I'll be back to the punching bag, brother. Professor Griff.
Okay. That handsome brother that you just had on with the tie, I need to be as sharp as him. The way he dressed, how he's articulate, and yeah, he put it together. Now, I always admire men that can bring other people together because that lets you know it's not about me, it's about us, and I'm bringing this to the world. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Well, absolutely.
No, but I applaud you for all you do, man. I mean, you've been out there, you've been in the streets, you've been, you've been doing it, man, and we all owe a debt of gratitude to you, brother.
Wow.
So, give thanks. Give thanks, good brother. All right.
Wow, beautiful. And I had another train of thought of questioning, but thank you, brother Emilio, for what you said. And for Griff, both of you all have similar traits in the sense of you're talking about bringing people together. I learned the conference business, especially among the quote-unquote conscious community, putting programs together through Professor Griff and through Eric Toure Muhammad. Those two, being around them and watching and being a part of doing this thing, I learned the groundwork from them. So what Griff has been doing for the last 30 years, because few people know that he was lecturing before they formed Public Enemy, before he brought the S1W
right.
The Public Enemy and the Public. So he's been doing that. He was doing that before music. What you're doing, Brother Emilio, is taking it on another level by bringing business people together. So we can take that. Our friend Dr. Chika Kua always talks about how when you marry consciousness with capital, then you got a whole nother dynamic to deal with. So that's what we're looking at doing here, is marrying on consciousness to capital, so that we're able to make the proper move. So the question I have for you, Griff, this is a business. We're talking about the business of information. What was the first business that you started?
Y'all don't want to know that.
Look, if the statute of limitation is not up, don't talk about it, okay?
No, I'm only playing about that. But the first business, but
because I had to come back in, Professor Griff. I'm like, we're gonna keep it real.
Right. Since I was already a young black belt in karate, in Japanese Kasugan karate, the first business I had was I used to teach on my block. I converted my garage, basement, wherever I could teach. Summertime we was outside in the parks and in front of my house, and wintertime we was outside in the basement and in the garage. So I was a martial arts instructor. That was my first business.
Wow.
Wonderful. Fantastic. Yeah. So with the information aspect, and especially, and you and I have talked about this a lot, but for the sake of what the business scientist, the minister of information, where did that aspect come from? Where did you get that from, and what made you decide to incorporate that into a hip hop group of all things, into a music entity?
Well, I think a lot of that had to do with Chuck D. Chuck D saw in us, and I think it's something about Leos. We see things in people, and we create and provide the platform to work with people to bring the best out of people. And Chuck has that ability, and he's really good at that. Chuck was the one that called Mello D, which is, y'all know him as Terminator X. He's the one that gave Terminator X the name Terminator X. You understand what I'm saying? It was me and Chuck that sat down and came up with the concept of the security of the first world. And we gave it a definition, that the fact that we secure in our people's minds that we're first world people and not third world people. It was Chuck that said, okay, no, we're gonna be public enemy. We're gonna be the enemy to the public. You understand what I'm saying? But we're gonna flip that and we're gonna educate people. So in that, everybody was given these titles and these names, and then haphazardly in conversations, like a lot of our songs do, the whole idea of what the brothers and sisters did in the Black Panther Party, being ministers of information, I fit that to the T, because I was actually going to get the information. I'm like, nah, man, really amped about it. Like, yo, check this out, man. Dr. Khalid Muhammad said this on this tape. Minister Farrakhan said this. Yo, you got to put this in the song. What about you heard Ava last week? Yo, she was blasting away, man. We got to put that in the song. So I became that antsy kind of minister of information, providing the information. So I just took that and kind of, that times 10, and started going into my vast library, even at that time, and start digging up documents. And back then you had to do microfiche, remember?
I remember that. I spent hours in the library. Yes.
Yeah, you had to go to the library, you had to photocopy stuff. So I became that guy, and that title fit me to the T.
Fantastic. And I want people to be mindful. Now, you turned this into a business. There's a business component to traveling, getting up from your luxurious home in Southwest Atlanta with your beautiful wife and traveling across the country or halfway around the world to deliver a word. When did you see that becoming and you've been doing it a long time, but at what point did you see that this is a business that Professor Griff is in and not just an avocation?
I've developed this technique that when people put too much icing on a cake, I just tell them, you need to straighten your bow tie out. He didn't hear me. He didn't hear me. Straighten your tie out, man.
I heard you.
He make it seem like this is like, yeah, you travel with me, bro. You know how ugly this can get, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because people they don't pay you for telling them the truth. Notice all of the people that get really paid a lot of money, they lie. Now I'm gonna say that again. They really lie a lot. From the comedians to the people giving you advice about business and multinational this and multi-marketing that. Yeah, a lot of them are just, I'm not saying they're dishonest people, all right, but they pound the icing on because they know the cake that's underneath ain't worth a damn. You understand what I'm saying? People don't come out of their pocket for you to tell them the ugly truth. And it is hard to squeeze Kool-Aid, man, from some of these apples and oranges, man, and it's really difficult. So the whole idea of making it a business, especially coming from analog to digital, it is very, very difficult to do that. So even right up until 3 weeks ago, I was still wrestling with the whole digital thing. I was walking around with 4 devices, a computer, a tablet, and 2 cell phones. And none of them were making me money. Every time I walk through my front door and turn to the left, Jahi, and you know this, I look at $1,000 to $1,500 books. And I just say to myself, I'm saying to myself, okay, if I'm this intelligent, this bright, this articulate, this whatever, Minister of Information, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, how come I keep turning my pockets inside out and ain't no money falling out? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So I said, let me find the people that really want the information. So I met some developers in the Baltimore area, the DMV area, that said they can build me an app. So I said, that is the route. Subscription-based business. Let me get an app built. And those people that specifically want the information from the Minister of Information, Professor Griff, they'll come to me. I'll meet them halfway. We could do a subscription thing for $9.99 a month, and we can only be on my app. Well, guess who messed that up? The Alphabet Boys, because every time I went on to talk to my people, they would scramble the signal. Because they don't want you competing with them with brilliant ideas like that. You understand what I'm saying? So it sent me right back to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and the model that I have now, in short, and I don't want to be too long-winded, the model that I have now, I think it specifically works for people like me who have information to get over to the people. So what I am doing is letting the people know, listen, meet me at 7 o'clock on YouTube. And the thing that woke me up is I saw someone's broadcast and they had this thing called the super chat. And people were donating right on the spot. Because a lot of times I say, yeah, donate, help me keep the channel going, blah, 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 whoop, whoop, and I get $4. People would say, Black Power, man, you strong, Professor Griff, you powerful. I love all that information. But they won't cut a small little check, or they won't give you part of their food stamp money. You understand what I'm saying? They just won't. So the super chat thing really sent a signal to me like, wait a minute, the people that want this will donate right on the spot, even though YouTube is taking 30%. So when I seen that happening, what I said I was going to do is force people to meet me at my YouTube channel. So on my tablet, I was on IG, Instagram. On my other phone, I was on Facebook. And right in the middle, I'd be on YouTube. And with my computer, on the big screen, I'm pulling up the information. I'm running it down. And by the way, you can hit me up at seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. I'll send you all the information for tonight. Donate $5 and I'll send it to you. Send me your email address. The first night, I got 30 inquiries. That's 30 people with $5 in my bank account. I said, oh, I got you. So you know what I did? I went downstairs and I did a live video and let people see my library. And I'm like, look, I want all of y'all to get this. We're in the digital age now, and I'm in the business now of digitizing all of these books and all of this information. If y'all would like to have it, just hit me up. Meet me at 7 o'clock tomorrow on Serious Minds on YouTube. 200 or 300 people showed up, and I'm like, all right, I got you. So the people that really, really wanted it started giving me $10, $20, $50, $100. So I just said to myself, okay, how can I make this work double time? So I took my other phone and I said, listen, those of y'all that want it, like right now, I'll get it to you right now. So I had to go get a moderator. I said, if you want it right now, hit me on the Cash App. Cash App is instant. Hit the Cash App, send the money right then. So I'm seeing it come up in my phone, and I'm like, all right, cool. So now I got 125 people on my list that I know are real people. Why? I think I had this conversation with Sister Shireen. This numbers game that people play is really false. The numbers that you see on your YouTube thing, how many views you get and how many subscribers, I don't believe them numbers, man, because people can buy numbers.
Right.
Someone wanted to advertise with me, and I'm not mentioning no names, and they said that you don't have enough numbers. I said, well, I'm my brand, not my YouTube, not IG. You can't go on IG and sum me up. I'm my brand. You know, my name is owned. I own my name, my trademark, Professor Griff. You understand what I'm saying?
Ah, good point. Good point.
So we
mentioned that.
We have to understand that, and I had to go get a trademark lawyer that knew the law. I own my name, so my name is my trademark. But guess what, Brother Jahi? People don't respect that. You gotta teach people how to treat you and treat your brand.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So they're going by these little numbers in the left-hand corner, and that doesn't sum me up. You don't know how many people follow me offline, how many people text me. And I've learned something with this digital game. Everybody that's on YouTube is not on Facebook. Everybody that's on Facebook is not on IG. So I had to do all 3, 4 platforms right across the board at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I had Cash App, but wasn't even using it. I said, how can the people get me the money directly? Because as soon as they say they'll donate, you got to wait for them to write the check. And by the time they get the pen out and try to find their checkbook and all that, they gone. They done forgot about it because everything is fast moving now. So right now within an hour, to sum up the numbers game conversation, these are real people. I have 150 names right now that are real people. They're connected to a real person. I got email addresses that connected to real people. And when you have that, I was watching this young man on YouTube. He says, listen, you got a new song coming out? And I was really doing this for my wife because her song just came out. He said, start off with 10 people. Don't worry about the hundreds of million people you think follow you or that you know or like you. She has almost 100,000 people following her on Instagram. Some dudes be sending little love messages and heart eyes and kisses and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, how can I turn that into some dollars? if you love my wife so late that much, okay, we put this single.
To the Cash App with that, right?
Thank you.
Right.
So
$, yeah.
So just to sum this up, because I have to get ready to go. So instead of the heart eyes, send the $eyes. You understand what I'm saying? Let's do the numbers so I can get off here because I got a show to do. Soleil has 100,000 people following her. She just released a single, right? Pranayama. Good song. Women can do yoga to it, dance to it, sacred movement to it. Beautiful. People love it. But how many of them 100,000 people on IG actually spent 99 cents on her song? Y'all just take a wild guess.
100,000 on Instagram, probably 1,000.
No, probably half of 1,000.
Okay.
That's embarrassing. For all of these people that say they love you and sending heart and cute face and cute kisses and heart eyes and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, well, wait a minute. What happened to the support that you said you wanted to give? When you coming out with your album, we ain't heard from you. So now you hear from her, and here she is, dope video, tight song, positive lyrics. Where y'all at? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So like you and most of the people that you have on your show, we're thinking 100,000, half of that, then half of that, then half of that.
Oh, did we lose them? The show
for 5,000. No, I'm good. I have a phone call. We good for 5,000 sales. That's $5,000 right from the rip, out the door, out the gate, right or wrong.
Right.
Nope.
Right.
We got about maybe 35 sales first week. So the numbers is deceiving, just to let you guys know. Nope. Not how many people can I honestly say? I'm doing a lecture in 2 weeks in Atlanta at the so-and-so and so-and-so. Me and so-and-so doing the lecture. I got 2 Facebook pages, 4 Facebook pages. I got over 20,000 people following me. How many people in Atlanta can I get to that lecture? Just the guesstimate number.
30.
30 times what? I'm charging $20 at the door. What's that, $500? What is that?
600.
$600. I'll probably get 5 people to show up. See, the numbers game is false. It's something else to the numbers game that we need to add on the variables, so to speak. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then, like the handsome gentleman with the tie that you had on a few minutes ago.
Brother Emilio.
Emilio, it's like we got to sit in front of a computer all day just to advertise to get 30 people to a lecture. That's not good.
No.
And Jahi, I've been saying this to you for months now. We need a company that just does social media for people. A company, some people that we can count on and trust with our passwords and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I'm with that. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because I can't do it. Like you, Sister Shireen, I can't sit in front of the computer all day just to advertise for the show.
I can't. I understand. I can't do it. But that is a business. Not only is it a business, it's very lucrative.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what I'm doing, Jahi, just to sum this up, the Minister of Information is my business. What I am doing is giving the people the information. Now listen, please don't get this twisted, y'all. They're not paying for the information. They're paying to support the channel.
That's
right. The channel is the vehicle on how they get the information. If the ice cream truck catch a flat tire, you not getting no damn ice cream.
That's right.
If the refrigeration go out in the ice cream truck, you getting some soggy milkshakes. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm saying they have to help Professor Griff keep serious minds afloat to keep the information. But that's my take on it.
Thank you, sir. Before you go, Professor Griff, two things. I'm holding up a couple of books that I'm honored to have received from my big brother. I was at his house last week, rummaging through his library, and I saw these two classics that I had never seen before.
Wow.
These are hardbound books. Farrakhan the Traveler, a hardbound, beautiful book, and I was admiring it. Also, a special spokesperson, and these are by Brother Jabril. So I was admiring the book so much, and real tight. So Professor Griff said, "You want those books? Those are yours. A gift from me." So thank you for that. And before you go, Brother Emilio, do you have a question for Professor Griff before you go? He has a show, so please give us the link to your channel again so people can come and watch your show as well. So, Brother Emilio, question?
Yeah, I have followed. Public Enemy was one of my greatest inspirations when I was, coming up in New York City, born in Brooklyn and raised in the Bronx, in the South Bronx. That's a grip.
All right, the boogie down.
The boogie down.
Yeah. And Professor Griff, did you say that you are Leo?
August 1st, 1960.
Yeah, July 26, 1966.
Something special about us, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man.
A week earlier. All right.
Right.
Fantastic.
And,
right.
Brothers are making things happen. That's all right. Sounds good.
My father was born on the same. I was born on the same day my father was born.
Wow, beautiful.
And my wife Kimyana, she's August 7th, August 4th, and she's August 4th. So
okay.
I just
wow, and my daughter is August 2nd, right?
Oh, how about that? Yeah. Well, this beautiful thing. Yeah. But when I think about how much you've been at this, in what I call though, you call it the business of your ministry of information, but you've been in the business of giving. You've been in the business,
right.
For many years, and so my question to you, that I think that even the audience might want to know, is that in spite of all the obstacles, and I'm thinking from a business perspective, but these principles apply both in personal and business.
Right.
With all the obstacles that you've had in your way, you've had quite a bit of them, dealing with all these issues for so long, and the people coming at you and not understanding you and not,
right.
What is it that gets you up every morning still with this same energy? Like, the one thing I know about Professor Griff is that your energy is consistent.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I've seen you in different environments and in different
Right.
situations. But your energy,
Right.
you know, your passion is consistent. What I would like to know is, that I think that the audience would want to know too, is, you know, because that's translatable. You know what I mean? Like, you know, somebody can learn something from that. That in spite of whatever obstacles come across you, whatever happens, how do you still get up every morning and you still have that same passion, that same spirit in spite of whatever you're dealing with? You know, what is it that keeps you every morning you get up and you still that wherever somebody sees you, they never tell, because you got that same person everywhere I see you.
This may sound t-shirt bumper stickerish, but yeah, often I think, you know, not often, but I pull from the center, and the creator is at the center.
That's right.
Allah is at the center. God at the center. And that's what I pull from. And that's a flame. Often do you pull on it? You understand what I'm saying? Because it's there forever.
Right.
I just need to learn how to tap into it more frequently. You understand what I'm saying? And then put good people around me.
Right.
Some people were inquiring some time ago about would I ever do a reality show. I said, only if I can control it. I'm the executive producer, and I can control what goes on in the editing room. You understand what I'm saying? So they asked me, who are the people around you? I said, wow, you may not be able to deal with the people around me. If you're looking for that typical reality show stuff, nah, they would take that off the air in a heartbeat. But to be honest with you, while I get off this phone, because my show is starting, how did Harriet Tubman do it?
Right.
How did Malcolm do it? How did the most honorable Elijah Muhammad do it when no one knew this, and he was starting off from ground zero? You understand what I'm saying? Seeing the condition of our people. How did he do it? And I said to myself, greater men that have went before me that have done it. Who am I? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I said, let me apply these principles and not let their legacy just kind of just sit there for people to trample on it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I said, nah, the creator allows me to wake up every morning. I'm going to set it in motion and set it off for real.
That's right. I know that's right,
my honest answer. And like Jahi will tell you, I'm transparent, man. I keep it real with people. And I think that's what people admire about me, that sometimes I'm too raw and too real.
Well, look, I just want you to know I'm one of your admirers, man.
But anyway, I really appreciate you, good brother.
Respect for you, man. And I mean, keep doing what you're doing, my brother.
Oh, give thanks. Just do me a favor. Let Jahi know where you shop for your clothes so I can get dapper. All right, I got to get ready to go. Sister Shireen, you take care of yourself. Sister Shireen with the dynamic backdrops. Sister Shireen backdrop.com. That's where you can go get your backdrops, man.
That's the new one. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right.
We'll catch you on Serious Minds. Seriously.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Shireen, your mic is off, Shireen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was saying, tell your wife, give your wife the greetings for me. Tell her I said GOODJOB. Good job. Good job.
All right. All right. Peace. Y'all take care.
All right. Love you.
All right.
I love y'all too. Peace.
Fantastic. Professor Griff from Public Enemy. See, this is what we want to bring. This is, I think, a great show starting off the 2019, the Ministry of Information. We're here with Brother Emilio Guevara of A Capitalist Conversation. And
he asked a dynamite question. I think we're going to keep him on board.
Oh, yeah. We're going to renew your contract for another week.
I mean, he went into the center. I'm like, yes.
But that is so appropriate though for this show. I see Sister Sandy is in the queue, Sister Shireen.
Yeah, I know that.
And those are the things that Sister Sandy deals with on our team. Brother Emilio is helping us stay providing the business person, because in business, because we always have to find the next dollar. We always have to be searching for, and when you get expenses, fixed expenses like offices and employees and all these other things, it can take us off kilter. So we have to have someone to bring us back or remind us to stay centered, which I love how brother Professor Griff said it, that Allah, God, is at the center. So we keep that centeredness, that core, that gives us that, like, you know, we talk about you as well. It was a great question that you asked, because we talk about how you are always jovial, you're always cheerful, your spirit is always uplifting. So, you know, you have that light as well, and we appreciate that.
Well,
you know, we never know what other people are going through. So to encounter someone that has a warm smile for you and a cheerful disposition and a kind word to say, that can do a wonders. Minister Farrakhan, during the holiday season that we just passed, we can always keep it up, and we must keep it up. He talked about acts of kindness.
Right.
Acts of kindness. We're giving a smile or a warm greeting to someone. That helps out a whole lot more, not just buying gifts and giving things, but giving that person accolades. And I just see we're about to bring up our next guest, who you already know. And I see we have an
oh yeah, you saw Sharice Nicole.
Sharice Nicole.
Sharice, I'm about to text you. You want me to bring you in? Raise your hand.
She is a very well-known radio personality, media personality here in the Atlanta area.
She did raise her hand, Brother Jahi.
She did raise her hand. Okay, we can bring her. But then introduce you all to bring up this brother Emilio. When we started this platform 3 years ago today, we're going into our 4th season today. We started this platform, and Sister Shireen and I were talking about who can we bring on as our first guest, and we were doing a conference call radio style platform at the time. So we reached out to our brother Ric Mathis, and he accepted, and we were honored, like, man, because we've seen his film Black Friday, the film. And
I am always so thrilled to see him. Oh my God.
So every year we've done this platform. On the very first show of the year, Rick is our guest. That's his position. So no matter where he is, we need Ric Mathis, the filmmaker.
Wasn't he out of the country one year?
Last year.
Now, I really feel privileged now. See?
Look, Emilio. He couldn't be with us on the first day last year, so we had to film him like a week before, because he was hanging out with Mr. Roberts.
Yes.
At the villa down in the Bahamas.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic.
Tell you, Brother Jahi,
Muted. There you go.
This young man is one of the, I mean, you know, you could not find a finer, you know, more giving, you know, caring and just open, you know, a person that loves people, man. I mean, Rick he is that guy. He is that man. You know, he's that man that you can know. I've had the privilege of knowing him. You know, I always tell Rick how I met Rick, and I'll just share this real quick. Was I was in a meeting, you know, and usually my phone is off, but this particular time my phone was on, and Dr. Jackie Mayfield calls me, you know, and when Dr. Mayfield calls, you know, I mean, you know, he's one of those men you don't keep him waiting, you know what I mean? So I you know, ran outside and answered the phone, and Dr. Mayfield said, I got a brother that you need to meet, you need to talk to, you know. He said, you need to talk to this young man. His name is Ric Mathis, you know. I give his number, give him a call. I called Rick that night, and man, I think me and Rick must have talked for about 45 minutes that night. We had so many things we believed in and had in common, and we've been working together since. We got some other projects we're going to be working on together. I mean, Black Friday, you know, I mean, he came out and interviewed Mr. Dudley. I mean, it's just one of the greatest guys that I know is that I've had the privilege of meeting. is Ric Mathis. I just wanted to say that because
that's a beautiful introduction. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you for that, brother
And I'll write you a
Emilio.
check later.
Oh, did you hear? You heard Professor Griff. We're in the age of technology. What's your Cash App?
Yeah. Send me your Cash App.
$sign. That's what it's all about now. The electronic movement. So, Brother Rick, you're known all over the planet as the brother that posed the question: when you leave, will you leave benefits or bills? You know, everybody that's conscious, that's aware, has been talking about that when you documented that and put it on film so we'll be able to see it for the rest of our lives. And it was absolutely, in my opinion, very necessary move. And we didn't know how much we needed it until watching your first one, Black Friday, the film Black Friday. Then you followed up with Black Friday Remix, and then you come out with Black Friday Part 2. What was the thinking behind you putting that series together? What was your thinking?
Well, first off, man, thanks for having me on the show. My name is Ric Mathis, filmmaker and author. The thinking behind putting this film together, or the Black Friday film series, was no longer are we in an economy where we work 40 years, 40 hours a week, and retire with a gold watch and a pension plan. Those days are done. The economy has been totally disrupted by technology. Because of technology, we can have conversations such as this. We can do business around the world via our cell phone. So seeing that emerging technology was growing rapidly and changing rapidly, and looking at what schools were teaching you, I said, we really need to have the conversation about entrepreneurship. We need to really have the conversation about legacy. Because the only time, in my community, in my neighborhood, we talk about money is when we talk about how much we don't have and what bill is due and da-da-da-da-da. So we needed to change the narrative. We need to change the conversation. And most of all, we need to encourage the educators in our school systems to start teaching this entrepreneurship course. Right now, you can go to college and get a degree. There are 13 degrees that you can get where there are absolutely zero jobs for those degrees.
Wow, 13.
There's at least 13.
And no jobs.
You go to school that's on the books right now at our universities where you can go and you can obtain a degree, and there are zero jobs waiting for you. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin, you have a 7-year-old that's a YouTube creator that's making $22 million a year.
Right.
The highest paid YouTube creator right now is a 7-year-old that does toy reviews. So why aren't we teaching that in school as opposed to, hold on, let me turn my light back on. Why aren't we teaching that as opposed to, teaching, getting degrees for those other 13 degrees where there are no jobs and you come out and you make zero money in? So that's my question. That's my campaign. That's my narrative. That's what we have to start doing. We have to start to really teach people, like Mr. Dudley say, teach people how to be job makers instead of job takers.
That is correct.
Wonderful. So I mentioned the 3 films, and you alluded to it, but you have a book as well. As you say, you're an author.
Yes.
So you're reaching the youth.
Yes.
What is the book? What's the title of the book, and what is it about? And how can one purchase the book as well as the films?
Yeah, the book is called The Kid's Money Book, 7 Principles That Every Child Should Know About Money. And you can purchase that book at blackfridayfilmseries.com, blackfridayfilmseries.com. But it's 7 principles that I think every child should know about money. The first being is to simply follow your dollar. Know who you're giving your money to, because who you give your money to, you give your power to. And the second being is to value your time. Because where you spend your time is where your treasures are, where your treasures lie. We was talking about Dr. Michael V. Roberts earlier. And in the book, he says, every day we're given 86,400 seconds. That's 24 hours. The moment you think about that moment is gone, but you can actually create something in that moment that can feed your kids' kids, if you know what I mean. You
That's
can
right.
create some intellectual property. You can create a product that can now feed your kids' kids. So that's what we have to do. We have to begin to learn to value each one of those moments, each one of those seconds, and learn to create in that time.
That is correct. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. So, Rick, what I think what inquiring minds want to know.
Can I get? I'm sorry, Brother Jahi. Can I get you to repeat that?
The website?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the website is blackfridayfilmseries.com. That's the website, the Facebook, the Instagram, everything is Black Friday Film Series.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, Brother Rick, the business of information, that's what we're dealing with this month on Mind and Money Matters Live show, the Ministry of Information. You woke up one day, you have a camera in hand, so you go out and you film some people, mostly some notable figures in the community. The business of that, you have to pull these, you have to call up these folk and see if they want to be on film. Then you have to make copies of the film. Were the CDs or the DVDs, were they donated? Were your paraphernalia donated? What's the business behind all of that?
Man, tell me where they do that, where they donate stuff. I need to get in that line. Man, this project was self-funded. Everything that, pretty much came to fund this project came out of my pocket.
Wow.
I'm very resourceful. I've been blessed to have a large network of people, and I kept my name pretty clean. So when I call, they pick the phone up. So they don't think I'm calling the bar $5 or $10. So what I did, I basically just kind of relied on my resources, with some capital, to pull that project together. Because, I knew people in the PR industry, people in the music industry, people in the film industry. So I pretty much just used my resources. So whereas a project may have cost, $100,000 to produce, such as Black Friday, I can produce it for $40,000 or $35,000. So I kind of like cut that price in half.
Okay. So again, dealing with the business side of it, and a quick note to that, I was fortunate to be at the premiere of Black Friday, the film. You had it at a beautiful event facility, and man, the people that you had in the film are notable Black figures. And I'm gonna take a line from The Godfather. I did not know until that day who you were. I mean, I knew you, but then at that event, I'm seeing, it was like a Hollywood, if you want to use that analogy, a Hollywood type. You had to step and repeat, and all of these notable Black business figures and celebrities in the Black community, they all are snapping pictures with Ric Mathis, and it was just absolutely fantastic. I'm like, oh, Rick is the man. I didn't know until that day that you had that much clout for these people to come to this huge gathering that you had for that event. So that's one thing I want to say. Now, you produce, we're good at making products. A lot of people, a lot of us are good at making products. The stumbling block that we come across that everybody wants to know, how do I get my product to market so that 30,000, that 40,000, that 100,000, that 1.2 million that I invested out of my pocket, I need to get some of that. I need to get all that back, plus a little bit more. So what are some steps that one can take in order to get recoup their money on their investment?
Well, I say the first step starts in the beginning. I heard Tyler Perry say this. When you create a project, you start with marketing in mind first. So the first step before you create any product is to know your market, identify your market. Right now we're in the niche market age, where you can, like Griff was saying, you can have a niche market where you have those 5,000 people that are into what you're doing, and they can actually be the lifeline and the fuel that that causes your campaign to go, or causes your campaign to move. So that's what I would say. That's the first thing that you need to do is, number one, when you're creating the product or before you create the product, know exactly who your market is. Know where they like to eat, where they shop, know what they watch, the type of music they listen to, because all those points are points of sale. So if you know all of those things, then you can begin to conceptualize how you're going to market to these people, the type of marketing campaign that you're going to have for them, and where to place your posters, your signage, things like that, how to capture their information. That's the first thing. And then two, like with Black Friday, it's all about timing. You have to know, you have to be at the pulse of the people. And having Rolling Out as a client, Rolling Out magazine as a client, that gave me, like, I was like it's like going to school to really learn how to do that and how to be at the pulse of the people. Because basically what Rolling Out does is they document what's going on in the community, but they have to be at the pulse of the people. So you have to know what's going on, what the new trends are, and where the people are headed. So with Black Friday, I knew that we were going into an age where financial literacy, entrepreneurship, all of those things were going to be crucially important because, like I said earlier, technology has totally disrupted the way we do business. If you think about it real quick, the #1 car service right now has how many cars and how many cars do they own? But they're the number one. Zero, and that's Uber. The #1 hospitality service right now owns how many hotels?
Zero.
You know what I'm saying? And that's Airbnb. So if you look at how technology has totally disrupted the way we do business, no longer do we need to build these tall skyscrapers to put thousands of people in so that we can have, a Bell South or IBM or things like that, or a Bank of America. You know what I'm saying? People are now working from home and they're doing everything via their cell phone. The cell phone right now is the most valuable tool on the planet.
Wow.
It can create money for you instantly. Like Griff said previously in the interview, if you're watching me on TV now and I'm doing a super chat, or you're watching me on YouTube, I'm saying the TV because the phone is your TV. But if you're watching me on the phone right now, I can instantly support you. I can instantly endorse you by saying, here's $20. Here's another $15. You know what I'm saying? I can instantly endorse you, and that's where we are. We're in the instant moment, or the instant age right now, where everything happens in an instant. We're in the microwave age. So those are the type of things. So when you look at creating a product and being at the pulse of the people, you have to understand these things, and you have to create a product that speaks to that market, and that can be branded in such a way that it will speak to that market. So that's what I would say with those two things. Start with the marketing in mind first by identifying your market. And then number two, I would say, be at the pulse of the people. And then number three, just create a good product. You know what I mean? Create a product that hey, that people can respect, they can appreciate, that you took your time with, and they know that a lot of energy went into this product.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Sister Shireen, Brother Emilio, Sister Sandy, questions for either Emilio or Rick?
Well, Rick, I think that I admire you for all that you've done. Those Black Friday films, the series, all three of them, are pretty powerful. And the fact that what you just said, you took what you had and you made out of it what you wanted. For the audience, you spoke on a lot of the principles of you gave a lot of information on what you can currently do now with technology and those sorts of things, and those are all very true and very poignant. But what I like to ask you that perhaps that you could share with the audience is, I think that you broke the rules,
Mhm.
in the sense that we live in a Shark Tank mentality these days, where if a lot of our people have gotten caught up into thinking that if you can't sit in front of a panel that can judge you and decide whether they want to cut you a check or not. If they don't, your dream stops there. Can you speak to that, where you didn't allow anything to stop you, that you went about, and what kind of mentality did you, what woke you up every morning where you kept making the decision every day to get up and pursue your dream, in spite of the fact that you didn't have any of those type of investors like that backing you?
Man, great question. So right now, let me say this. There are no rules. We live in a society where in business, in creating things because of technology, there are no rules. So it's like the Wild Wild West. The number one rule is know technology, know what's on the cutting edge of technology, because technology is going to give you that edge. It's going to allow you to create something that may have taken $10,000. You can now create it for $1,000. You know what I'm saying? The amount of equipment, now you can shoot a movie with your cell phone. The quality is there. Everything is there where you can shoot a film with your cell phone, and it's actually been done. So at the end of the day, right now, the number one rule is just to know technology and to be creative. Right now, we're in the age of creativity and personality. If you can be creative, if you can be creative and create it, and you have the personality to sell it, then it's a go. That's the age that we're living in right now.
So the great equalizer is to know the information, to know that if you're
technology,
aware of all the aspects of technology, and if you do that, you can find that you can pretty much do a lot of things that you have planned to do. A lot of your dreams, you can pursue them if you just know that information as to how you do that.
You know what's out there. I mean, it's so amazing the way technology is. I had a meeting real quick. I had a meeting earlier today with a producer that Grammy Award winning producer that is working on a project, that's doing the scoring for a project we're working on. And he's also releasing an album now where he's included 60-something artists, like A-list artists that's going to be on this project. But basically what it is, he's taking a project called Bad Brains, which was like a number one rock group back in the 70s. You may be familiar with them. They were out of DC, but he's taken elements of their music. He's partnered with them and taken elements of their music and created this hip hop album that has over 60-something of the top hip hop artists. And it's so creative how he's doing each song, and it's so creative how he's pairing the people together. It's totally out of the box.
Right.
But that's where we are now, where we have to create things that are creative and totally out of the box. Like with what you're doing, Conversation with a Capitalist. That's out of the box because, normally like you said, you would go to a panel, you would see, the keynote speaker speak, but you wouldn't have the opportunity to really dialogue and ask questions and really pick their brain. And that's what the event that you're producing, which I'm a part of, is actually allowing people to do. And I think, that's creative and that's ingenious. And like Griff said, you got the suit, you got the personality to sell it. You know what I'm saying? You put on your Get Money suit, you go out there with that personality and that $1 million smile, they're going to say, hey, man, what you want? Where do I sign? You know what I'm saying? And that's the age that we're living in right now, man.
Yeah, that's right, Rick. That's right. Yeah, well, thank you, man. Appreciate it. And, man, they love what you're doing. Love what you're doing. Yeah. I'm so glad we get a chance to meet, and, we're working together on some things, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Now I have to do this right here.
I
just have to.
Oh.
us and our global living legacy. We are offering 7 practical principles to help you build your legacy. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And most of all, fantabulous.
I just had to bring bring that in, Brother Rick. Now we have Sharice Nicole. You know Sharice Nicole, right?
Yeah, I heard that name before. Who is she? Tell me a little bit about it.
Okay,
No, I'm joking.
Okay. I'm about to.
He's on her show. He has a segment on her show every Friday.
Oh yeah, we do the Master Musa report.
I had no idea. You know, see, y'all keep follow up. I was bringing her in, and she asked, she raised her hand, she wanted to come in. But anyways, I was gonna let her say a few words.
Okay.
Introduce her to you. You know.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
We down with Sharice. Sharice Nicole, Brothers and Sisters, business scientist, is a very well-known radio personality at WRFG Radio 89.3 Atlanta on the FM dial. She has a show that comes on Fridays. When we did the program, I Radio, yes. When we did the program in 2014 with Dr. Chika Koo, I think you've heard of him, Rick. Shireen. I met Rick through Chika. So Dr. Chika Koo, Shireen.
Umar Johnson was there.
Umar Johnson and Professor Griff. Sister Sharice Nicole was a very big supporter. She had us on her show, Chika, Shireen, myself, and Umar, and been a big supporter of hers ever since, because she's definitely community oriented. So we'd be honored to have Sister Sharice Nicole join us. I see she's been coming in and out. Now she's
out. Right. Okay. Well, she was waiting a long time. I was just about to click her in.
We still got a few moments. So, Brother Emilio,
yes, sir.
You're bringing the capitalist conversation to Atlanta. Give us more details about that.
Okay, so we'll be we're coming to Atlanta. Right now we have some guest capitalists. As a matter of fact, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Mr. Cornell McBride Sr., who's the founder of McBride Research Laboratories, design essential care products all around the country. We have him as one of our guest capitalists, and so as you can see, we're bringing some very quality people that have done things, and so we'll be coming to Atlanta. You can go to capitalistconversations.com. That's capitalists with the S at the end, capitalistconversations.com, and you'll be able to go on there and see all the information that's relevant to the event in Atlanta and all the other cities around the country. So we ask that you go there, and we'd be more than glad to share with anybody. You can email me at capitalismfreedom at outlook.com. Do you have any questions, any concerns, or any thoughts that you'd like to share? You can like our Facebook page, which is Capitalist Conversations. Just look up Capitalist Conversations on Facebook, and you can like our page there. You will also be able to stay abreast of the speakers, the capitalists, the guest capitalists that we're adding on from city to city. We'll be announcing them there. And so we are really looking forward to seeing your audience, seeing you there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mind and Money Matters live show, Master Science of Business, will be, inshallah, there. We're doing promoting on our end, exposing it to our constituents.
Yes.
This definitely is a fantastic event to be at. And fortunately, it's on the weekend that we come back from Chicago. Savior's Day this year is February 15th through 17th in Chicago. So we'll be back for our event. I'm looking forward to it. And you mentioned Mr. McBride. Definitely familiar with him as a little bit growing up in the motherland of Mississippi. I use his products a lot. The kits and stuff like that.
Yes, I mean, and he's built 2 multi-million-dollar companies.
I know, yes. McBride Research.
Yes,
sir.
And you remember Stay Soft Fro? You remember Stay Soft Fro from back in the day?
I do.
Are you serious? Stay Soft Fro.
The name of
they went back then, Sheree.
the name of the company.
Stay Soft Fro.
Had to keep the fro curly and wet. Yes, sir.
But now, Brother John, he had one of those now.
I did. Man, please, did I? Look, I had. Now imagine this, if you will. You can't tell now.
Man, I would love to see those pictures.
I don't think any of those pictures exist, but I had the pompadour look. That thing came up to about that high. Then I had the ponytail, all my hair down to at the base of my shoulder. Sir.
Emilio, you hear that? Man, I would pay cash money to see those pictures.
Wait a minute, he had on those purple boots now. Purple rain down.
Man.
Oh, what?
Talking about.
These women have done some, I think the important thing, I love what Rick is doing in the sense of making sure that, young people and, and our people as a whole, and not just our people, but his product is a product that all people can get a glimpse of what our people are really like and what we contributed to society, the legacy,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that. What I'm doing it more from a perspective of, the business, the business world, what we've contributed to the business world,
Absolutely.
And I want to make sure that, all these individuals, that people get a chance to really know, who they are, what they've accomplished, what they've done, what they've left with us. When you think about men like my mentor, Dr. Joel Dudley Sr., and what he's contributed to this nation and to this world. And when you think about, gentlemen like Cornell McBride Sr., you think about S.B. Fuller, you think about, Mr. Herman J. Russell right there in Atlanta. You think about,
yes, sir.
You think about, what Mr. Michael V. Roberts and what he's done, what he has accomplished, and so many people don't understand, what they've done. And it's not for them to tell their story; it's for us to make sure that we tell their story and that we continue to promote it. They've done
Absolutely.
the work. They've done the work.
Right.
And for me, my personal mission is that, I believe, that the solution, as which was one of my main reasons for helping to found and promote the S.B. Fuller and Joel Dudley Senior Foundation as well, was that I wanted to make sure that we preserve the legacy of
definitely
these, because look, there's 8,000 of us in our community that are dying every year in our community, and if you look at it, the majority of those young, Black males, are they're dying from trying to do business. Right.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean? Or they're being locked up for trying to do business.
Right.
And so, what does that tell us? I mean, there's genius.
Mm-hmm.
There's genius there. It's just that they have not been exposed to the fact that, look, what was in these men and women is also in you.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's in them is also in you. And so ultimately, everything I'm doing, everything that I work for, every day that I get up, my inspiration is that, the day will come where, we can reach all of these young Black males and these young ladies in our community, regardless of socioeconomic level.
Yes,
and,
sir.
and they can get an opportunity to be exposed to what people that look like them have been able to accomplish in the world of business. And
Yes,
and this
sir.
is a the free enterprise, under free enterprise. You know, this
Yes,
capital
sir.
society, whether we like it or not, that's what it is.
Yes,
And
sir.
we have to learn how to be able to operate under that.
We can take advantage of. Real quick before Sister Shireen brings us Sharice Nicole, something that you just said, Brother Emilio. I watched a video today that was featuring the rapper 2 Chainz, who's based out of Atlanta here, and something that he was talking about, what you just said about so many of our brothers in particular that are getting taken out every year because they're striving to do business. My only problem with that I've had is product. That's what we're talking about, the product that they decide to sell. So in watching this video by 2 Chainz, or this interview that he was doing, the interviewers were talking about, Southern rappers are the hottest rappers out now from the South. You got the Migos, Gucci Mane, all of these people from Atlanta. And one of the things he pointed out is that they took the trap game and brought it into the music. They took that same mentality of being out on the streets, slinging drugs, slinging packages. Because 2 Chainz talked about how he used to sell bags. Then he stacked up his money, invested it in his music business. He used to say he bought him a tour bus with a studio and all those things that he needed. So he said he was touring when people really didn't know who he was. So I'm saying that to say that I agree with you 100%, Brother Emilio, that mindset for our brothers and sisters that's in that quote-unquote street life, helping them transfer that skill to a product or a service where you don't have to have the rubberneck looking over your neck, with that type of product, and a product that's destroying the community.
Absolutely.
So those are the two things. We can redirect that energy, but their mindset is that of brilliance. So like I said, thinking about the 2 Chainz, what he talked about, this man had that mindset then that he didn't want to sling drugs all his life. He wanted to do something else. He took that and built a business. I don't know, at your event, he came to your event in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He was there because he had met with the minister there. When the minister was there, he came and saw the minister there. Yeah, but just that mindset is what I wanted to highlight. And I see that you're getting that with your capitalist conversation, because even those of us who are striving to be business people and take it to the next level, we need that mentorship that a capitalist conversation is providing. Just that one little thing that we can hear that makes, I need to do that. It don't have to be anything like super big. It could just be something minor, but that could make the difference between being $100,000 a year, self-employed contractor, to a multi-million-dollar business owner where you're employing several hundred other people.
I'll leave you with this one saying, that a saying that says that, a conversation with the wise man is worth more valuable than 1,000 books.
Yes, sir. Wow. I hadn't heard that, but I got that from you. So I give you credit the first couple of weeks. Conversation with a wise man is more valuable than reading 100 books.
Than
1,000 books.
1,000 books. Okay. All right. That's
and so what would make that more valuable? Is it the energy that is exchanged in that conversation? Is it the awareness of seeing the visual in reality? What is it that makes it more valuable than a book that I could go to and flip back and forth at will?
Well, I think that there's value, definitely. Of course, we're not demeaning the value of reading books. There's also a saying that says that reading people are ruling people.
That's right. That's right.
I think that putting it into context, what it's saying is that, you know, when you're having a conversation with the wise man, it's a two-way dialogue, right? You ask the question, the wise man answers. You follow up with another question, and the wise man answers again, right? So there's a lot of value in having an experience like that,
Excellent.
Right, that's
I
how I
can see,
see
as
it.
an insightful person, I'm always thinking deep, like, okay.
Oh, no.
Right. No, but I can see that in having the opportunity to meet with someone who has made the ultimate achievement that I'm trying to make.
Right.
And then having that opportunity to dialogue back and forth, it also brings value to myself from myself. To say, wow, I'm able to meet this person. I'm able to have a conversation with this person. I can do exactly what this person does. He bleeds like me. He looks like me. He is a human being. Like, he's not this foreign entity that you may think when they're so far removed. A book can also be a stranger, and it could be something that you may think that you can't achieve. Only those kind can achieve that. You know what I mean? But if you're sitting right beside them, it's like, oh, I'm just like him. Okay, I could do this.
And the thing about it is that when you have an opportunity like that to have a conversation with men and women of this level, when you ask a question, you might be thinking that you're asking a question about one thing, but they more realize, So a lot of power in having a conversation with a wise person.
Yes, sir. Okay, Brother Jahi, you want to bring Sister Sharice in, because she busy. I have to keep muting her every time she rocking a rock and water is flowing. I know that there's value in that nature, right? You have to get in tune with nature, and then my sister's in tune. Her backdrop is absolutely amazing. I want to come over, ma'am. So I'm looking forward to the invitation. But let's unmute her so we can bring her in.
You just did?
I did.
Greetings.
Peace and love.
Sister Nicole.
Yes.
Well, Sister Sandy, if she was on, she would say namaste, hotep, what's up, assalamu alaikum.
I'm all that and none of it at the same time.
Yes.
All that. Yes, give thanks. I'm just so proud of y'all. I love this platform. Y'all looking so good, sounding good. This is just what the people need.
Yes.
I'm glad that I finally tuned in. He always texting me, and I'm like, man, I gotta tune in. I gotta tune in. So I'm glad Brother Rick let me know that he was gonna be on there, and I was like, you know what? Let me listen up and see what they got going on. I miss my sister Shireen and Brother Jahi. Y'all gotta come on again. Y'all gotta come on I Radio. We have we do every first Friday. We do what's called the Mansa Musa Report. Okay. Right. And so, we're dealing with the financial literacy, generational wealth, Black economic empowerment, and all of those things that we need to look at. The same thing, you're dealing with the science of business and entrepreneurship, the youth and entrepreneurs and all of it, And so, we got to do it. And so next month, y'all should come through so we can help promote your platform. And for 2019, my message is collaborate.
Yeah. All right now.
Follow up. You know what I mean? Because we beautiful people, connected with beautiful people, got all kind of ideas. Like Rick was saying, the sky is the limit with all of the things that we can do with all of our resources together. Yeah. So we gotta pull it together.
Looking forward to it.
Well, when I first met you 8 years ago, 9.
Dang.
It's almost 9 years. Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Was it, Brother Jahi? Was that 2000? When was that? 2000.
When he brought Dr. Umar Johnson.
That was 2014. That's 5 years ago.
Okay, I'm adding years.
5 years ago this weekend, as a matter of fact.
Right. So 5 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I was thinking it was 2010. Okay, but I knew I only had the one book, which was Why I Wear My Headpiece at that time. Mm-hmm. And I came on the show and promoted that, and you were so gracious to give me that opportunity. And I actually, okay, now it's coming back to me. I had just written I Am the Seed of Greatness prior to it becoming a book. And it was just a poem. Yes. Okay, very good. Now I remember the whole scene.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, so we must come back on. We're overdue. And we have to have you on because we are in the
Yes, and look, I'm right now with all that noise I'm making, I'm bottling my kombucha right now.
Oh, okay.
Dealing with my product.
We got a preview of some of the things that she does. She also has wonderful children that she engages in her business. And so we're going to definitely have you on hopefully this month, which is the month of
This is your month, the month of information.
It's my month. My birthday was Friday.
And then in March we'll have you on for Black Women in Business.
Okay. That'll be beautiful. I want to just say big up. I want to big up Emilio and Rick, you know, two great brothers. Even Professor Griff, he was dropping in. This is a good show.
Thank you.
That means a lot coming from a media personality with your vast.
Y'all froze on me. Y'all still there?
We still here.
We're here. So
that's that kombucha that slowed the video down.
Right. But what I started to say, and I lost my thought when I mentioned her about 5 years ago, we had not started this platform, Brother Jahi.
Right.
And no, I don't even think it was a thought yet, was it?
No, it was 2 years later.
Okay, see, Brother Jahi is the one, he remembers all the dates. I don't. It just things fly into my head, and I'm like, you know what? I think we need to do a radio show because we need to help all of those who are doing radio, right? So the radio show was supposed to be about individuals in the Ministry of Information. That was the initial thought. And then it popped in my head again that we need to do all 9 ministries because everybody needs help. And, you know, Brother Jahi is so wonderful. It's like whenever I'm like, you know, Brother Jahi, guess what? I think we need to do it. He's like, let's do it. Next thing you know, we're doing it. We're off and running. So I'm so excited to have this opportunity.
And here we are.
Absolutely fabulous. It is now 7:51. So we're going to wind it down, Brother Jahi. But we want to
But look, let me say this real quick.
I'm gonna let you take it back. I just want to let the people know that this is my dream, and it is in reality. If you have that dream, you know that's something that you want to do. Let's make it happen. Give us a call. Brother Jahi is gonna give you the number before the show ends. But give us a call if you need our assistance. We'll be glad to assist you. But we want you to make it happen. That is what this platform is about, is to give you the courage, to give you the backbone, to give you the assistance to make your vision a reality.
That's correct.
That's right. 404-438-3156. 404-438-3156. Master the Science of Business Enterprises, LLC. Give us a call. As Sister Shireen said, we are here to assist you as a micro business owner, as a solopreneur, as a contractor, whatever title that you're using or that you're going by, to help you design that and then take it to the next level or the next dimension. 404-438-3156. And this platform, Mind and Money Matters Live Show, we need your help with it as well. We need show ideas. So you can call us at the same number, 404-438-3156, or email us at mindmoneyshow@gmail.com with the show ideas that you have in mind. We need graphic artists, we need producers, and we need those that are not afraid to go among the people as salespeople as well, to help us take this platform and others. As Sister Sharice Nicole mentioned, this is a collaborative. And by that thought that Sister Shireen had 4 years ago, look where we are now. We get a chance to hang out with world luminaries such as Emilio Guevara, Ric Mathis, Professor Griff, Akbar Muhammad, Dr. Ava Muhammad, you know, all of these dynamic luminaries who are doing great things, not just in our local community, but around the world. But it all started with a thought that was acted upon, and that's our specialty, is helping you begin to act on the thought that the Creator has given you to bring into fruition. This is the definitive podcast for Black business bodaciousness. Brother Emilio, Brother Rick, any parting words?
Man, thanks for having me, Brother Jahi, Sister Shireen, and definitely Brother Emilio. Thanks for having me. Definitely a pleasure. For those watching, you can follow us at Black Friday Film Series. That's on Facebook, that's on IG, and that's also the website, Black Friday Film Series. I love you all. Stay connected. We got a lot in store for y'all in 2019.
Fantastic. Brother Emilio?
Well, Brother Jahi, I want to thank you, and Sister Shahi. I just want to thank all of you for allowing me to be a co-host. And your audience will know if I did good, because I'll be back next Monday. If I did,
right.
then you're gonna give them some kind of excuse as to why I'm not here.
Some came up. Some came.
But I just want to thank you for the opportunity, and look forward to being with you next week. Thank you so much, and you can go to capitalistconversations.com again to learn more about the project. Also, look us up on Facebook, Capitalist Conversations, like our fan page, and again, look forward to sharing more information every week about where we're going with this tour. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we will have special guests that you bring on in the subsequent weeks as well. So we get a chance to meet Brother Emilio's rich friends on this platform. Spread the word. Go to Mind and Money Matters live show on YouTube and subscribe, because when we switch over to the YouTube platform, you'll already be able to get notice. Mind and Money Matters live show channel on YouTube. Go there time we end this program and subscribe on that to that YouTube channel, so you'll be updated when we switch the format there. All right. Thank you all so much. I see Sandy trying to chime in. Sandy. There she is.
Praise God. Let me tell you, I have been listening. This has been phenomenal. Oh my God. Thank you, Sister Shireen, for representing. Thank you, Brother Jahi, Brother Emilio, Professor Griff, Brother Ric Mathis. I mean, this has been a powerhouse show. As a listener, coming from the perspective of a listener, oh my God. Thank you all so much.
One thing, Sister Sandy, tell us one thing that sticks out of your mind, like, this is it. This is
Okay, so definitely Professor Griff, knowing how to monetize the time that you are spending on the air. That's definitely number one. Number two is the idea of Brother Ric Mathis and Brother Emilio doing some type of something together. One speaking about the capitalists and the other one speaking about, are you leaving debts or bills? Are you leaving that piece right there? I'm really looking forward to them doing some type of compilation or twist or something new and invigorating on that. So that's good to know that they are in communication. And of course, Brother Jahi, I'm jealous. You went into Brother Griff's library. Come on, and got the hard copy.
Sister Sandy, did you see that?
I mean,
like, oh my God, I gotta get that.
You know what I'm saying? He's just showing off tonight. That's all he is, but that's okay.
That. Beautiful, beautiful, leather bound, one of a kind.
He is.
Yes.
That right there. So, and one of the things too, I want our listening audience to know that in considering what Professor Griff mentioned about learning how to monetize your intellectual property, we have to be mindful that, and Brother Ric Mathis is doing this, we have to be mindful that everything that we say, everything we do, it is valuable. We have to see the value in ourselves, and we have to see opportunity opportunity of this IT technology. Everything has been leveled now. The playing field is level because of the internet, because of social media. We have to seize that. And if you don't know how, which we are learning, My Money Matters show, we're learning how to effectively monetize that. I suggest that you do the same so we can quickly shift our financial situation, our community situation, and just us as a people. Shift that thing. We can do it. There's no excuse now. So that was all that I had to say. Thank y'all so much for being on the show. I'm so looking forward to the remainder of 2019.
Thank you. And
thank you.
Appreciate you all, and hope everyone has a great night. Look forward to seeing you next Monday. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Great job, Brother Emilio.
Thank you.
I see a future in broadcast for you.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. You guys doing a great job, and I am excited to be able to be a part with you. Thank you so much.
Oh,
and
praise.
we'll be talking about some other things, letting them know how they can actually, as we talked, Brother Jaheed,
sign up.
Week, can announce how they can even get tickets to
Register.
your organization. Yes. So we'll announce that next
Yes,
Monday.
sir. All right, y'all. See you back here next Monday. Spread the word. Tell somebody.
Okay, good night.
All right. Good night. Good night, family. Peace and love.